I am starting a rental property business, and I've discovered that most landlords are spending a lot of time juggling up to 9 different tools to manage their properties. This does not sound like the dream that I had in mind because I do not really want to become a full-time property manager. So I set out to find an easier way, and I found Baselane. They are a platform specifically designed for landlords and real estate investors. Baselane can help you save time because you are replacing those 9 different tools with one single platform that can do it all. It can help you keep your finances organized. It can help you with bookkeeping. It can help you with screening your tenants. It honestly does so much. So that's why I'm going to be using Baselane to manage my own rental property as I get started building my new income stream and rental real estate empire. So let's get started, and I will show you how easy it is to sign up for Baselane and enter your property and get started. To get started, you can enter your email address and click Get Started for free, or click the green sign up button. If you use my link in the description box, it is an affiliate link, so I will be compensated, but you will get a $100 bonus for your account when you sign up and fill all the requirements. So I hope you enjoy that bonus, and let's jump into how easy it is to get started with Baselane. This is the sign up page for Baselane, and if you are inviting your renter, they would click I'm a renter, and they would only be able to sign up via the link you send them. If you are a landlord, which you probably are watching this video, you would click I'm a landlord, and you can either sign up with your Google account or enter your first name, last name, email, and create a password to start a new account. I'm going to go ahead and enter my information and then click the Get Started It's Free button because it is free to create an account with Baselane. Next, Baselane is going to ask a couple questions about your rental real estate business. So these are questions that they need to know, and I am going to answer them with you guys. So they're going to ask how many rental units or doors, as they say, do you own or manage today? And you can go anywhere from 1 to 11 plus. I'm going to enter 1 since I do have one rental property. Next, they're going to ask what type of real estate do you primarily own or manage? So long-term rental, short-term rental, fix and flip, or commercial. There's a lot of different ways to make money with real estate, so you may be doing any of these or all of these, and Baselane can work for any of them. I am doing a long-term rental, so I'm going to select that. Next, they ask how many separate legal entities like an LLC or a partnership do you use for real estate? So if you don't have any separate legal entities, you click 0. If you have multiple, one for each property, you could have up to more than 5. So it really depends on your personal situation. A lot of people do start an LLC for the rental property when they start becoming a landlord. If you don't have your LLC yet, that's okay. It is recommended that you start an LLC. You form one for your rental property, and some people do one for each property that they own and manage. This is just to protect yourself from any sort of liabilities. It is super quick and easy to form an LLC. I have other videos on my channel on how to do that, so definitely check those out if you need to form your LLC for a rental property. So you just make your selection and move on to the next question. And next question from Baselane is how did you hear about us? So either search or YouTube or another real estate coach or investor. I'm going to select YouTube since that is where I learn about everything. And next, it shows some of the key features that Baselane offers, and you can start at any of these. They will all be available to you later in your Baselane account, but you can start by opening a landlord banking account. You can open multiple accounts per property, and there's no account fees, no minimum balances, there's rewards, and so much more. It actually is the reason why I am personally using Baselane. And then you can start collecting rent online. If you are at the point where you already are ready to collect rent or you have a tenant already, you can immediately switch to collecting rent and make it super simple with the tools that Baselane includes. Or you can set up your bookkeeping and analytics. One of the great features that they have is the fact that Baselane will do a lot of the bookkeeping heavy lifting for you, and you don't have to have a separate tool. They have automated reports and analytics, so you can just run reports immediately inside of your Baselane account and then send that to your accountant when it's tax time and you're ready to go. It made it sound so simple that I am super excited about that feature. And of course, if you are at the point where I am, you can also start to screen tenants, and they do have tenant screening inside of Baselane. So like I said, it replaces a lot of different tools because it has all of this in one place. I'm going to start by opening a landlord banking account because I'm at the very beginning of my rental real estate journey, and that's where I need to start. So I'm going to click on open a landlord banking account, and we will proceed from there. So we are going to be opening our banking for landlords right here, and you can choose the account type that you're opening, sole proprietorship or LLC or whatever whatever type of business formation that you have. And then you open the account by answering some questions like we just did. And then we can start banking. It's that simple. I will say that Baselane is not a actual bank. They are a fintech company. They have partnered with a bank, Thread Bank, a member of DIC, and they are the ones that provide the banking services. So just be aware that that is the case. And we are going to proceed and sign up for our business banking for landlords right now by clicking next. I like that they give you this right here. They tell you what you need and what you have to open your bank account. If you read through this list and get it all together, then you can click open banking account and proceed to the next step. So to open our Baselane banking account, we can select either sole proprietorship, which is just you as an individual, or a business if you have formed your LLC for your rental property. I am going to go ahead and start this as a sole proprietorship. As an individual, I will have an LLC for this, but to start, I'm going to show you how to sign up as just a single person thinking about getting into rental real estate and doing one property. So I'm going to select that and move on to the next step. Here you enter your personal information. So you're going to enter your name and birth date and all of that, and then you can move on to the next step. The next step is to enter your address. So this is where you will have your debit card sent and they want to verify your home address. So you would enter your address. Since you are not a business, you would not be entering a business address. You would be entering your actual individual home address. When you're done, you click continue and move on to the next step. And then in the next step, you enter some business information. So some of this is optional about your business. If you don't have it, if you don't have a website, if you don't have an EIN, you don't have to fill this in, but you do need to select some information about the business and what you are doing if you're doing business as a certain name, or if you have a website. If you don't have a website, you would just select the checkbox. So you might not have a lot of this if you are just starting as an individual, but Baselane is going to ask. When you've entered your information, you then click continue and move on to the next step. So here they are going to ask for your social security number if you are signing up as an individual. So you would want to enter that. If you're signing up as an LLC, it will look a little bit different, but they do need to actually verify who you are so that they can open a legitimate banking account for you. I'm going to enter my social security number and then check I agree to all of Baselane's terms and services. You can click on any of these and read them all. And then when you're ready, you click submit application. After you click submit application, they are going to ask you to verify your phone number. So I am going to enter my phone number so that they can send me a text, and then I will click send code, get the verification, and enter it. So enter your code and click continue, and then you will move on to the next step where it actually submits your application and you are applied for a Baselane banking account. They do gather information and run the background checks here so that they can make sure that your account is approved. If it is approved, like mine just was, it will say your account is approved. Hooray! If you are not approved, you will have to contact Baselane to figure out why that is and what went wrong. Here it tells us that our business debit card is on the way, which is great because the debit card with Baselane actually does have perks, and we can use that for all of our rental expenses, and then it will be entered in Baselane in our bookkeeping, and we will get perks for using that card. So that's great. And the next step is actually to fund our account. This is so important to have a Baselane account and only use your Baselane account for your rental property because you really want to keep your business and personal finances separate. This is the only time where you're going to use personal money, which is to fund the account to start. I'm going to fund my Baselane banking account with personal money for the first time because that is how I'm going to get started with this business. I'm funding it myself. It is personal money that is coming from me. But after that, the business has to stand on its own and it has to keep the finances separate. This is so important for tax time and just in general keeping your sanity, because when you're mixing and mingling things with your personal and business finances, it gets really, really messy. This is a mistake I see a lot of new business owners make, so don't make this mistake. Keep everything inside of your Baselane banking account and don't intermix them with sometimes using your personal account, sometimes using Baselane. Don't do that. Our account is approved, so we can skip to funding our account, or we can go up here to the top where it says skip to Baselane banking and go ahead and see what Baselane looks like and see all of the features that we have. In order to actually move money into Baselane and get that sign up bonus, you do have to verify your email. So I would need to get the code from my email and then click verify now. I'm going to grab that code and then hop back into Baselane. I verified my email by entering the code that they had sent me. So now I can actually use my Baselane banking account. The very first thing I'm going to do is click move money, and then that gives me me the options for moving money into and out of my Baselane account. And I'm going to come down to the bottom and click add funds. And this is add from an external account or check or anything like that. So here you can add money via bank transfer, mobile check deposit, or you can also use accounting and routing numbers or PayPal and Venmo even. So there's a lot of different options to transfer money into your account. If you're doing a mobile check deposit, you would need to be signed into Baselane on your phone. I am on the desktop version. So I'm going to go ahead and click bank transfer, and then I'm going to connect an external account. So to do that, I clicked on the bank transfer option, and then here I'm going to click connect an external account. That will allow me to connect the external account I want to, which is going to be through a Plaid connection, and Plaid just securely connects accounts. So I'm going to go through that process by clicking continue, and then I'm going to find my bank here in the list, and then I'm going to go through the process with Plaid. So I'm going to have to continue to log in at Capital One. So I will hop over to Capital One, enter my details there, and then I will be able to connect to Baselane. And Plaid just allows you to give specific information to Baselane, and you can control what they see. So if you don't want something, you can uncheck it, but if you're happy with everything, you just click continue, and then you select the account you want to share with Baselane, and then you click continue again. When you're happy with this, you would then click authorize, and that allows Baselane and your regular account to connect, and that's going to allow you to move money over into Baselane to get started. If it worked, it will say it has been a success, and you click continue, and then once you've done that, it will now show up in the drop down for the options to transfer money into Baselane. So it shows you what account was connected, the external account, you click done. And then when we do that, now we can see we can transfer money in from that account that we added. So now we can select that account from the drop down as the transfer from. Then we select from deposit to into our main account here at Baselane, and that is just at 0 because we haven't added any money. So now we can add however much we want. I'm going to just add $100 for now just to get started. Later I will add a more specific larger amount of money that is what I need to use for repairs in order to get the house ready for a renter. But for now, we're just going to put in $100 and click review transfer so that we can see how this works and make it super easy. So it gives you the option to review it, and then you click transfer and you're done. That is it. It was super simple. And then that money is going to be added to our Baselane banking account.